What's up people, ManRat here, coming to you with a video. This time we are going to be making a homemade rolled vegan tacos. For that we do need 2 potatoes. These we are going to be boiling. You can either use a microwave or use a pan and boil them till they are fork tender. That part of how to do that I'm going to skip. We will also need 1 small onion cut into half. Half is going to be for the sauce, half is going to be for the filling. We are also going to take garlic and little bit of a garlic only, just for flavor. Toss that in the bowl with the onion. This is going to have the potatoes. For the sauce, take a food processor, take the other half of the onion, toss that in, take the garlic that you cut or minced. It doesn't have to be completely fine. Just toss that in also, and we're going to add a little bit of water to it, and we're going to take it to the blitzer. But prior to doing that, we're also going to be adding tomatoes and some green peppers for that extra kick. So what I've done is I've taken 2 tomatoes, chopped them up. I'm going to put them in the blender, and I'm also going to take 2.5 dried chilies, and I'm going to put them in warm water so they soften up. Once they soften up, all besides the water, the tomatoes, the dried chilies or the rehydrated chilies are going to go into this, and we're going to make it into a fine paste. Now to make the red sauce slightly thicker, we're going to be taking a small saucepan, adding some oil in it, and adding 1.5 tablespoon of flour. And then once we add that, we're going to start mixing it. So that goes in, heat goes up, and now we're going to start mixing. And you cannot stop mixing. As soon as it starts frothing up, just lower down the heat, that way it doesn't get too hot. And as the sauces come to a little bit of a boil, we will add a little bit of southwestern seasoning and also a little bit of salt. That way it does become flavorful. And as soon as it comes to a rolling boil, cut the heat off, leave it on the hot stove and cover it. That way the sauce will start cooking and it will reduce slightly, and the raw onion and the garlic flavor that's there, that's going to get cooked out. I peeled the potatoes and I'm going to just chop them up, and they are going to be still hot, so be careful. And yes, we do want them hot, because what we're going to do is we're going to take these potatoes and toss them in the raw onion, and that'll take the raw onion smell out, because heat will cook them just a little bit. And yeah, there's a little bit of a skin on the potatoes, but that's fine because these are very finely skinned potatoes, if that makes sense. And now I'll just add them to the bowl and I'll mash them very finely. And I'm not putting any spices in just yet. That's going to be in the next step. The potatoes have been mashed. Now we're going to put about 2 green chilies finely diced. These are the chilies that I have. You can also use jalapeno peppers for a more authentic taste. And we'll add them in, and then we'll add salt to taste, a little bit of a crushed black pepper just for the extra zing. And in addition to the salt, I also added a little bit of the taco mix that I had, and I'm going to add a handful of cilantro finely chopped into it, and then we'll mix it. And the end product should look something like this. It does take a little bit of effort. You can use your hands, you can use the potato masher, or you can just use a fork. You don't have to be gentle about it, just go in, and at this time do taste it. Add salt or pepper as you desire. And now, to get the better mouth feeling to it, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in extra firm tofu, and we're going to get it cut about half a quarter of it, and then we're going to make small cubes out of it. Alright, the tofu has been cut, but we need to take the water out. How am I going to do that? I'm going to be using a tofu press that was 3D printed by one of my good friends. He does make 3D printing stuff, and his channel is going to be coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on a paper, and then I'm going to put the tofu in here. The cover goes on top. Once the cover goes on top, we cover it up, and then we take the screw and tighten it till the water goes out. And this is how we do it. Don't start singing the song now. So take the mold, and yes, it does have drainage holes all over it actually. So just put the paper towel in, put the tofu inside it, cover it up, cover the top part, take this and cover it, put a plate underneath it, that way it can soak the water up and go to town. Don't force it too much and you will start seeing water coming out. As you can see, a few drops, but a few drops will make a hell of a difference when it comes to the food. And there you go, more water, and some water is also getting absorbed or picked up by the paper towel. So I'm going to leave it like this for about a minute. Alright, it's been about a minute, so now we're going to rotate, take that off, take the cover off, flip it, and boom, the tofu is now firm. It's actually extra firm, so perfect. And you can just toss this one out because there's a soya extract in it. Now we're going to be cutting them into small cubes, and that's the size I'm looking at. Again, once they go in the potato, once they start cooking, they will lose a little bit more water and they will just shrink a little. So now we will take this and we will gently, I cannot emphasize this enough, we will gently mix this into the potato mixture that we had. And the final result should look like this. The tofu pieces should be relatively mixed in well. The potato mixture should be slightly loose at this point because tofu is acting as a parting agent. But don't worry, once we roll them up, it's going to be delicious. And you don't have to worry about tofu. It's already cooked. So if you're thinking, oh, it's going to be inside a taco, that's not going to get cooked. No, all the ingredients, excluding the cilantro, are already cooked. Now to get the tortillas ready, and if you're vegan or don't eat animal products, make sure when you're picking up the tortilla, it doesn't has shortening, but it has vegetable oil or check all the ingredients basically. So now to make the taco rolls or the rolled tacos, just heat it up a little bit, just warm it up slightly. How warm? You can pick it up with your hand and it should not burn your hand. That's how warm. Just get them warm and put them on a setting stage, basically a plate, and just stack them up. Heat them up, stack them up. Alright, the last one is done. Now in the same pan, we are going to be putting oil a little bit. We are going to be shallow cooking them very slowly. So I'm going to leave the pan on heat. I'm going to reduce it down while I get these taco rolled. Alright, to roll the taco, it's really easy. Take the side that is much flat at the bottom. Take about a spoon, put it in, and now with the hand just make it into a small section like this. Just add a little bit more if you need to and put it towards the back. Once you do that, just take the back and just roll it. And the key that we're focusing on is the bottom part should be on the bottom, or the part that is opening, that we can just pick it up and you can put it on your station before shallow frying them right here. Now to shallow fry them, I got 4 of them ready. I'm thinking the pan can handle 5, but I'm going to only put 4 at a time. Take the bottom side, go with the one that you did initially because the flour will be sealed. Just rotate the oil around. The pan should be hot, like you can only hold your hand for no more than like a second, and just place it. Once you place it, do not move it. Just rotate the oil a little bit, and again the same thing with the other one. Just push the oil forward. Same thing with the other one. Push the oil forward. Same thing with the final one. And if this happens, just pick it back up and stuff it in. Don't be shy to use a spoon if it's too hot. See, this is a real life kitchen, man. Now put it in. Now for the top part, just take a little bit of olive oil and just brush it. Because we're trying to keep it healthy or healthful. And as soon as the sides are golden, we will rotate it once again. Pro tip, if you're thinking how to rotate this thing because you want it to cook on the both sides, take a knife and a fork. Same thing for the next one. Same thing for the next one. And same thing for the last one. There you go. That is done. We'll let the other side cook also. If a little bit of filling comes out, use the knife, put it back in. And once you put the cilantro on, the dish is ready. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions or concern, please leave them in the comment section below. Hi people, take care, bye.